right, you're live.
I'd like to call this regular meeting of council to order at 6:02. Okay. First, I'd like to start with the land acknowledgement. We acknowledge that the town of Winnipeg Beach is located on First Nations Treaty 1 territory, the traditional territory and ancestral lands of the Anishinaabe, Cree, Oji-Cree, Dakota, and Dene people, and the homeland of the Métis Nation. We respect the treaties made on these territories. We dedicate ourselves to move forward with Indigenous communities in a spirit of reconciliation and collaboration to make Manitoba an inclusive and accessible place for everyone who lives here. Before we get going, I'd like to have a reminder to the gallery. I'd like to remind everyone in the gallery to refrain from the conversations or other behaviors which might disrupt the council proceedings. Okay. Be it resolved that the agenda for January 8th, 2025, regular meeting of council has been approved as per the following additions and deletions.
Addition, council payable report. Addition, council indemnity, Schedule A. Addition, update canteen report. It includes the appendixes that were missed out on the first time. Addition, update reports of the staff Christmas party. Addition, progress update on our strat plan. Addition, bylaw report.
Councillor Sandra, do you have?
Did we have a mover? I'll move it.
Okay, can I get a mover, please?
There you go.
And can I get a second? And are there any other additions or deletions?
Yes, I'd like to add cops, citizens on patrol.
Cops? Certainly. Okay, be it hereby resolved that the regular meeting of council, January the 8th, 2025, be recessed at 6:05. Let me shoot the exact clock. For the purpose of holding a public hearing as required on the following matters: variation application, Town of Winnipeg Beach, -24-41B. Can I get a move? Cool. Seconder, please. I'd like to call the public hearing to order at 6:05. Do I have any letters of objection? None? Do we have anybody that's signed in to speak?
Just the applicant.
Just the applicant? So is there a, who is the applicant?
Just for the garage?
Does council have any questions? That would be the only.
Has everybody's read the information? Do we have any questions?
Questions come after the presentation.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, questions come after the presentation.
So we asked, would you like to present your,
I just haven't had any questions. It's, you know,
does anybody have any questions? Everybody's read the material?
Done. Can you invite them to the table?
Pardon?
Can you invite them to the table?
If you would like to, you're just wondering if we have any questions, or would you like to do your presentation?
well,
There's no sense doing the presentation if there's no objection.
yeah, there is, yeah, no, there was,
Right,
really,
so-
the presentation's pretty straightforward, so
Okay, Councillor Sandra?
Did you give any consideration to a long drive and putting the garage in the back?
it's because of the way the cottage is situated, there's only 8 feet of distance between the cottage and the fence to get around. There's no access to the back at all, that's why we have to come to the front.
Sorry, say that again about the,
The way the cottage is situated to the
Yeah.
property line, to the fence, to the
Yeah.
cottage from the neighbors is only about 8 feet. So to try and drive around and get into the back is not really feasible. There's no access to the back, just the way the lot is situated.
okay, so I know there's no access in the back, but if we look at the diagram, so just let me take another look at it. You're only required to be 2 feet from the property line at the side of the garage.
Yeah.
So you're saying that the width between the cottage and the property line would require maneuvering to actually get in the garage?
That's if you're asking if we want the garage in the backyard or in the front.
Well, no, did you give consideration to putting the garage in the back so that it's not in front of the cottage? And
We did, but the yard is too small in the back.
so that's what I'm
Plus,
saying, it would require
yeah.
some maneuvering to actually.
yeah, the
you
access
You wouldn't
point
be
is-
able to do a straight?
Yes.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you, that was my only question.
Councillor Kozlowski?
Yeah, what is the height of the garage?
We're just gonna go in an 8-foot wall, and we're just gonna match the pitch of the cottage, so it's probably gonna be, total, probably around 15 feet total, like to the peak of the roof. 15 feet to the peak.
Okay, so there'll be no rooms, there'll be no rooms in there at all?
No, it's
added?
strictly just a garage.
No
We're just-
washroom?
Nothing, no, just straight shell of a garage, that's it.
Okay, thank you. That's my question.
Any other questions? And I have no questions. So we will resolve. Right here. Be it resolved that the business of the public hearing is now completed and now closed, and council return to the regular, okay. Our order of business, so we just close it now? Yeah, so we just close it and we pass,
Do a resolution.
do a
You need
resolution.
movers, yeah.
Okay, do I have a resolution on that?
Resolution.
Pardon?
Resolution.
Okay, be it resolved that the business of public hearing is now completed and is now closed, that the council return to regular order of business. Can I get a mover, please? And a seconder, please. Okay, whereas the applicant of the owner of property located at 311 Prospect Street and legally described as Lot 5, Block 1, Plan 729, roll number 147-600 in the town of Winnipeg Beach as applied to the town of Winnipeg Beach for a variance, town of Winnipeg Beach -24-41B, to permit for an accessory building to be closer to the front yard property line than the house for the construction of a detached garage. All in favor?
No, you're gonna move the second first.
Pardon? We need a resolution. How far down? Oh, right here. Sir, okay. Therefore, be it resolved that the careful consideration for the application and representation made for or against the variation, the Council of Winnipeg Beach in meeting duly assembled this 8th day of January 2025 approves or denies variation application, Town of Winnipeg Beach -24-41V with the following conditions. No conditions, all in favor? Everybody approved? So we just read
Okay,
it.
you need a mover.
Can I get a mover, please?
Hang on, Doug, you need a mover, a seconder, open for discussion, and then a vote based on the discussion that either we're going to agree.
Can I get a mover, please? And a seconder, please. Okay, and any comments, any discussion? All in favor? It's approved, the variation application has been approved. I sign this. What's that?
Yeah.
That's it. I apologize, I've never done this before, so it's a learning experience, trust me. Okay. Okay, here be it hereby resolved that the minutes of December 18th, 2024 regular meeting be approved with, oh, sorry guys. We're going through this. Okay, I'm a little lost, so we go back to the regular meeting.
Yeah, you've lost yourself.
We'll get it, guys. No, it'll be right in here. Oh, maybe it's over, no. Unless you didn't give it to me.
Yeah, I did give it to you.
It's not out of order.
Sorry.
Okay, got it. Be it resolved that the business of the public hearing is now completed and is now closed, the council will return to the regular order of business. Can I get a mover, please? And a seconder, please. What's that?
So it's like the blind leading the blind here.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, I have a question.
Sure.
That decision of the application should have been done once the public hearing was closed. Do we need to redo the resolution?
Probably should, yep. Reread that one.
Okay. And I write from the whereas, or write from therefore be it resolved that after careful consideration of the application, any representations made for or against the variation, the council, is that the right one?
Yes.
The Council of Winnipeg Beach in meetings duly assembled the 8th day of January 2025 approves the variation application of Town of Winnipeg Beach -24-41V with the following conditions, none, and no conditions.
No, a mover, a seconder,
And another
a
mover,
discussion to see if there are any conditions.
and a seconder, please. Thank you very much. Okay. Now,
No, Doug, sorry, you have to ask if there's any discussion and then we have to vote on it.
okay, is there any discussion? No discussion. And can we vote, do we approve? All in favor?
Councillor Jarvis? Can we just be clear that you've asked me for assistance with this, I'm not butting in?
Oh, no, I know that. No,
No, I
for-
just would like
to be
Valerie
clear.
and anybody watching the meeting to understand, I'm not butting in, we had a discussion.
Yeah, we,
You've asked
Councillor Gendron is more than helpful right now, so, I mean, and obviously I've never done this before, and Tara and I are both new here, so, at this, so.
Okay, now you want that one.
Now I want this one. Okay, be it hereby resolved that the minutes of December 18th regular meeting be approved with the we've done that with the following amendments.
No, we gotta do it now.
Okay, and that is for the attendance on the December 18th?
Yeah.
And it was listed that Councillor Hool was present and Councillor Hool was absent on the 18th. Just to complete the record.
Now you need a mover and a seconder.
Can I get a mover, please? Councillor Gendron. Can I get a second? Councillor Kozlowski. Thank you. And
All in favor?
all in favor? Okay, be it hereby resolved that council approves the accounts payable listing being check number 23802 to check number 23931 inclusive of checks, electronic payments, and payrolls issued in the amount of $86,582.33 as circulated. Can I get a mover, please? Councillor Gendron. And a seconder, please, Councillor Gould. Any questions regarding the accounts payable? Mr. Kozlowski.
Yes, check number 23873. Rec Center supplies for event. I'd just like to know what kind of event that was for.
23873.
Tara, recall the check.
Can we want?
Say recall the check if you want, just.
Yeah, go ahead, because.
It actually wasn't for an event, it was canteen supplies. It wasn't for an
Okay,
event.
so it's not for an
It's not for an event, it was canteen supplies.
Okay, thank you.
Because I noticed that as well and took a look at it.
Any other questions? I have one regarding check number 23915, commissionaires. Is this something that's, I've never seen a commissioner's check before.
This was for the final submission for the 2022 DFA floodplain.
Okay, really? So is this balance at zero now, or are we?
Yes, we are done, thankfully.
Okay. Any other questions regarding it? So I just move to approve it.
All in favor?
All in favor of approving the check roll? Thank you. Two fingers. Okay. Be it resolved that Schedule A 2025 compensation to council indemnity bylaw 03-204 be hereby amended as presented. Can I get a mover, please? And a second, please. Okay, any questions on this? Jean?
Sorry.
Councillor Gendron, sorry.
I'm having a little trouble seeing it in the size that it's in, so I'm not 100% clear on what I'm approving here.
Okay. Do you want me to,
No, not individually, is it, what was used, CPI?
1.9%?
1.9%.
The bylaw reads that the Canadian CPI is used, not the Manitoba CPI. So it's 1.9% increase from last year.
Any other questions?
I actually have a comment on that.
Sure, go ahead.
I still don't think we're in a position to be taking a raise. That's just my opinion.
Well,
I didn't hear.
I said I still don't think we're in a position to be taking a raise given the hit to the taxes for the taxpayers, and until we can show where our money's been going and what's been going on, I would like to suggest that we wait one more year before we take a increase. That's just my opinion.
Councillor Kozlowski, any comment?
No.
Councillor Hill?
No.
I kind of concur with Jean, actually. And when I say that, we're just foregoing the CPI increase, correct?
Yeah.
There's nothing else that's being affected by the indemnity?
No, it's a schedule, so we would just simply pass a resolution.
And what is, just for the record, what's this, do we know what the CPI is right now?
1.9.
1.9?
So let's just give an example. So last year, what?
I can do the math, yeah.
Well, I know you can do the math, but I'm just making it known.
Okay. Make it known, Tara.
Council indemnity was $1153.59 in 2023. With the increase, it brings it to $1175.51. It is, you know,
Is that
just
for
over.
2025 though? Because you said
2020.
2023.
It is 20, yes, because your CPI is a year behind. So your 2023 rates were based on your 2022 CPI. From 21 to 22 gives you your 23 rate. Your 24 rate is based on your 22 to 23
Right.
CPI. 25 is 23 to 24. Goes by your 20 prior to your CPI.
Okay, so any other questions? So if we vote on this right now, all in favor would, if we
Yep.
vote,
Yeah, so you just go all in favor and we vote.
okay, all in favor of changing it? All,
Opposed.
not in favor, opposed? So it is defeated. Okay.
So just
Pardon?
a question related to that, but not the indemnity itself, is there's some wording in this bylaw that I'm wondering if we could put on a later meeting to review the bylaw itself.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And if I would have had my notepad, I could have written that.
And I have a question too, so yeah, and kind of it's in part to the first question I had. So does this, at all, this indemnity bylaw correlate to the full indemnity with reference to going to meetings, et cetera?
Everything.
So everything, so when you suggest that we're looking at the whole bylaw, correct?
Yes.
Well,
is what that is.
Yeah,
what
I'd
like to look
she's
at the bylaw,
suggesting.
Yeah, okay, so I can vote for that as well. I'd like to move that too. And do I ask for another vote on it?
No, that's just a request for
That's
the
just a
next meeting.
request. Okay.
And be it resolved that Schedule A, Committee Appointments to Organizational Bylaw 02-2023 is hereby amended as presented. Can I get a mover, please?
Okay. So you have to actually make a decision and decide who's going to sit on these committees.
Okay, I thought that was opening that.
No, he has to open it. That's during the
Okay, I got
session.
it,
He's
I got
right.
it.
He opens
Okay, I
it.
got it.
Sorry.
This one's gonna take some time.
So I'll move it.
Please, can you, seconder, please? Cool, Councilor Moore.
Councilor Jarvis?
Yeah, I got you.
We discussed this earlier when Mayor Jackson stepped down, and the decision at that time was that we were going to leave things status quo till we had a new mayor, and we would deal with anything as it might come up. I don't know if, I mean, it's coming up because it has to come up first meeting of the year. I'm just wondering if everybody is still in agreement with that, or were people wanting to make some committee changes?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm open to anything. If we want to sort it out now, it's fine.
I kind of remember, I'd forgotten that we had said that.
Yeah.
And Jean reminding me, because it's only a short window, because this is a pretty, because I was gonna suggest that we maybe 86 some of these committees, but because there's only 4 of us, but when we get an extra person, it might be a little more fairly distributed. So I'm gonna kind of back up Councillor Chandra on that. If everybody's okay. Any comments, Larry?
Yeah, no, I agree.
Will be Leslie's first name.
So I'm not,
We can table this till,
yeah, well, or is it a decision at this time to do nothing and then it would be automatic with the, let's table it, yeah, table it till.
yeah, table it till I apologize, I'd forgotten all about that. Because this is a heavy work, and I know in the past that I've questioned some of these committees. That that we belong to some of these things, and some of them overlap and some of them are a little redundant for us, so I think when we get the new mayor, whoever that is, that we can visit this and divide it up equally. So we're gonna table this?
Table till April.
Thank you.
So this is more of a discussion, correct?
Yeah, there's no resolution on this next one, is there, Councillor Chandra?
There is,
Well, there will be in the end.
there will be in the end after
Okay.
the discussion.
So let me get into this. Motion.
That was the original, that was the motion
Yeah,
request.
do I need to read the original motion?
The original resolution.
No, this is,
Would you like Jean to take over?
Can we pre-see it? Can we
so,
shorten it up?
so there was a decision made by council, then there was additional information provided, and in order to be able to get it back on the agenda, there had to be a notice of motion at the next meeting of council. So there was a notice of motion put forward at the last meeting by myself to get this back on the agenda to revisit our original decision. So everything that's attached is the original decision on the issue of when we would be holding boardwalk days. We now have additional information. So now we are reconsidering the original request that we had initially denied. So you will read the resolution,
Yeah.
and then we will have a discussion and vote on it again.
And I just changed it.
You just changed it, okay. Okay. So, whereas council passed a resolution number 2021/175 on July 28th, 2021. 2021. Oh yeah, that's the original one. Authorizing the interim CAO to sign an agreement on behalf of the town of Winnipeg Beach extending the previous boardwalk dates agreement to include the dates for 2025, July 18th, 2025, and 2026, July 17th to the 19th, 2025 boardwalk days. And whereas Wonder Shows is hereby requesting an amendment to the agreement dates for 2025 to be July 25th to the 27th, 2025, and issue a revised agreement for signing. Therefore, be it resolved that council approve and give permission to the interim CAO to sign said agreement for a date amended. Can I get a mover, please? And can I get a seconder, please? Okay. I remember, open for discussion, I remember what Councillor Gendron was speaking about, and we had requested. We were confused because there was never a reason why we were changing it. And we wanted to have the information, so we had originally denied the request. And we're revisiting now because we know more information.
Yeah, what had happened was the,
Pegasus.
Destination Winnipeg, head of Destination Winnipeg Beach reached out to me after the decision. One of the things we had discussed was the change in dates and regularity. And he confirmed that there's been no advertising of the dates for the boardwalk days, which was really what was behind us denying it in the first place. And so he submitted a report, and Wonder Show submitted a letter explaining why they were asking for the change. So that was why I agreed to put the notice of motion forward, because everything we said about why we weren't allowing it wasn't impacting it at all.
Yeah, because it was originally the third week was always boardwalk days, and now it's being changed, but now we know the information why they wanted it.
And it's also not always the third week anymore, it's been changed up a little in the last 2 years, so, yeah.
So anyways, we have the information now, and we're attempting to change the resolution. So anybody that, all in favor of changing The resolution, amending the resolution? Carried. Okay. Be here, where a canteen report was provided to council by the recreation manager, and whereas council has reviewed said report, be it resolved that council accept option blank and authorize recreation manager to proceed with executing option blank. Okay, has everybody read this? I think probably in the past that I've said my piece on this copious times, so I'll ask somebody else if they have any comments on this. Any questions? Councilor Kozlowski?
Yeah, I think back in October, maybe it was October, November, that the report was supposed to come back to council. And we were supposed to decide what to do with it. Whether we tender it out, let our staff take care of it, or get vending machines in there. I don't think that report ever came to us. And then all of a sudden there was a canteen, or whatever you want to call it, opened up at the rec center with more staff there, and part-time staff changed to full-time staff, and more hirees there. So I'm just wondering how this all happened without council's decision on what we were supposed to do with the rec center and canteen.
Councilor Gendron?
I believe a report was sent to us. We were waiting for additional information. There was a canteen report that sort of got sidetracked. The CAO submitted a report about what was going on as far as the selling of chips and things in there, and it indicated right in there that she was waiting for direction from council, and that she's never been given any direction from council. So that's on us for not making a decision. That is not on the staff. And also, I'm not sure where the idea that staff have become full-time. I just signed off on payroll today and looked at all the timesheets. There are no additional full-time staff in that rec center. So Councilor Kozlowski, I'd appreciate if you'd withdraw that comment because it is inaccurate.
Okay, so
Excuse me, I'd appreciate it if you would withdraw the comment because it is an accusation that is inaccurate. There is not full-time staff in the rec center running the canteen. There has been no change to the number of full-time staff in that facility.
okay.
So I'm asking you to
I'll withdraw my question.
No, just a comment. The question is valid, but the comment is not. Thank you.
I would like to comment on it too, and I've always, first of all, I mean, you can call it a canteen, but as indicated by Councilor Gendron, it's confectionery. And I've been there a couple of times, and not to, because I was kind of involved in this from the beginning, and one of the things that I've always been against is the town opening a canteen in there. And I do this because of some previous experience and knowledge in the industry, and if we couldn't make money when we had a tenant at $1,400 a month, my impression is, and especially in the current, call it the hospitality industry climate, for sure we're not going to make any money on this, using this as a canteen. So if we are going to use it, and I've had these conversations, I have copious notes, I've brought all kinds of literature to back up my point. If we are going to use it as a proper canteen with a full menu, then we need to tender this out. And for us to take on this responsibility as a town is cost prohibitive. It's just, even, and I mentioned this, even the curling club in Selkirk now has tendered out their canteen, the House of Steel has tendered out theirs. I've checked with Arborg and all the other communities. And Arborg, for example, in Toulon, the parents run a canteen. If you have children in any sort of a rec program through the winter, then the parents are expected to work in the canteen. They pay what they call a slush fund to it. And if, for example, my wife and I decide we want to work 5 hours a week in there, then we would be reimbursed from whatever that would cost us from our slush fund. And there's a lot of hockey rinks, and I've mentioned that before. So I stand against, I have no problem whatsoever. I actually have one small problem, but one problem, no problems whatsoever with running confectionery and pop out of there. I would like to see vending machines, but I mean, they themselves are anywhere from $1,200 to $1,500 a pop. However, we have people in there right now taking admission for skating programs, stick and puck, etc. So why not have them available to sell coffee, pop, chips, chocolate bars, whatever? I have a problem with how we bring it in. Yeah, I'll get to you, Gene. We have a problem right now how we bring it in and how we record it. We have no system of inventory. We have no proper ordering systems, and this is something that I've discussed with the rec manager previously a couple of months ago. That if you are going to do this, you can't just operate out of a cardboard box and do things. You have to have a structure, and even all the other ones have cash registers and so on and so forth. So if we are going to do this, I think that we need to have a serious look at it. And if we're going to open as a canteen, I think we need to put it to tender. Yes, Councilor Michelle.
Well, as the rec manager has indicated in a report, that's exactly who is running it, is when
I know
staff
that,
are in,
yeah.
so there is no additional
That's what I'm
staff
backing up.
costs. She's waiting for a decision from council. I agree with Councilor Jarvis that there needs to be more accountability or some formal accountability. This has just been being done while waiting for a decision from council. And I give the rec manager all the credit for taking some initiative to try and get something going while she was waiting for something formal. When you look at the numbers that are presented for the vending machines, that's pretty high sales required to break even. I don't think at this point that is something for us to be using. I would like to see us going with the option of the staff continuing to offer confection and directing the CAO or to have either the CAO and the rec manager or the CAO, the rec manager, and somebody from finance to be putting in some sort of a checks and balances and, you know, a cash register, whatever, some sort of proper system for the money coming in and the expenses going out. We have a strat, you know, we're in the middle of developing a strat plan. Hopefully there will be some information in there helping us move forward with regards to whether or not it is a good idea for us to be going to tender and having somebody run it, whether long-term it's best for us just to keep it as confectionery so that, and as addressed by the rec manager, it's a bit of a safety issue for the staff too. They're behind there, you know. So I would like to have us going with the option of keeping the confection and in addition having the CAO develop a more formal money in, money out, supplies in, supplies out for the rest of this season anyways, and that'll be part of our planning.
That's kind of pretty much exactly what I said. So I'm on the same page. As I have no problem right now with chocolate bars, pop, bags of chips, etc. I stand that they need to have some sort of a formal way. Like we don't know if we're generating. When I asked questions, there was an employee that was in there, and I just asked simple questions like, you know, how many skaters? We had 19 for stick and puck. We had 20 for pleasure skating. We're charging $300 a person, and so we're not losing money. The way it's set up right now is that we're not losing money. As soon as we turn those hoods on and turn that equipment on, you can guarantee that you're losing $1,000 a month. And this is something that we discussed when we had a tenant, that we wanted $2,500. I wanted $2,500 out of there a month. Just and the carbon charge or carbon tax, whatever you want to call it, is going up again in April. So just turning those things on are almost cost prohibitive. The vending machines, I agree. To have them operate them, meaning the people that run the machine, is really costly. But if we buy them outright, even one at a time, and put it in the budget, you can get good used ones for $1,500. Then we're able to stock it ourselves. The problem I have when I use Councillor Hoole's vending machine is that he has to look after it, and there's a contract involved in that. But if we buy them outright at $1,500 a pop, then we look after it, and we can go, heaven forbid, to a discount store and fill it with pop of our choice. Yes.
And that would be a good discussion during budgeting time. So
I vote that it's status
I
quo the way it
vote
is.
for 1A, basic confectionery only, but also with an improved accounting system for the monies coming in.
Right, and I'm not going to get into all of the details regarding keeping track of sales.
That's up to administration.
But that's what I'm saying, when you create revenue, call it even on-site or off-site revenue, there has to be some sort of a record of revenue. You just cannot generate revenue and just be accountable to no one. So we have to be accountable to whatever revenue we generate there. And so that in option number 1A, that's something that I think we should look at, and I can vote for 1A. Mr. Kozlowski?
Yeah, I agree with both you on some aspects of that we do need definitely something in the canteen. Chocolate bars for kids, drinks after skating, whatever. We do need something. A little concerned that we did lose about $1,400 a month with the previous tenant in there. I'm sure we're not going to make that again unless we tender it out. That would be my option, tender it out first, see if there is somebody that wants to get in there with a restaurant, whatever. Number two, give it maybe to a volunteer group, like you were stating. Some of these hockey teams do not have to have so many hours in to volunteer. And number three would be vending machines and staffed by our people.
And again, I hear what you're saying, even with my biggest fear is firing that equipment. And that was why, and I proved on paper a number of times that because of the charge that we're, for the utility charges, well, I'll put it in perspective, and I think we saved $5,000, I can't remember the exact date, from the budget. We saved $5,000 by not having a tenant in there since, was it September, I think.
September, yeah, mid-September.
We saved $5,000 in natural gas charges. Do you know what I mean? So, and I hear what you, 1,400 still wasn't cutting it. So if we go with option 1A, and we get in some sort of an accounting system in there, some sort of an inventory cash management system in there, then we can look at this over the next 4 or 5 months and decide what it is that we want to do. Councillor Houle, do you have any questions?
I like the idea of volunteers for hockey teams. That's what we did growing up too.
Yeah, my kids
Sign up
did
for
that,
so many hours,
volunteers.
and
Right.
it was simple.
We're still going to have somebody though to take revenue for skating and for stick and puck and so on and so on. We still have to have somebody present there.
So here's the thing, if we have volunteers, then we're not making any money off of it. So I'm not sure what the goal or the idea of this is. If we have a hockey team come in and run the canteen, they're getting the money from it, not us. So they're responsible for their own supplies. Like, why would a hockey team volunteer to run our canteen?
That's never been, in my experience, sorry Jim, that's never been the case. I volunteered for years, so both my kids were in AA and
So you're
Manitoba.
suggesting we scrap this all together
No.
and go straight, no, I'm asking Councillor Hull. We scrap this all together and go to volunteer only. We have staff in the building and we don't have them look after the canteen. Like, we're not looking at additional staff resources here to do this. This is only open when there are staff in the building to look after it. The recreation manager is adding this as a task to their job while they're already there. For the same amount of pay we've already been paying them.
The only time the canteen would be open is when there's an event.
And there's staff
And
in the
there-
building when there's an event.
Right.
So she
skating.
has, yeah, so she has added this,
So there's
waiting for
one
us to make
staff
a
member?
decision. She's not bringing in extra staff to run the canteen. She is having the existing staff that are already in the building, that's an added duty for them. Yes, Councillor Jarvis. Whoa, it's not my meeting, sorry.
Whatever. No, that's fine,
Sorry.
that's okay. Holy, I almost swore there.
Sorry.
I'm new at this, so I've been there 3 times, and both times there were events going on. And there was one person there behind the counter, and that person was selling confectionery. And so, and when I say status quo, if that's where we're at right now till we can make a decision, because what I don't want to do, and I back up everything that's been said here by every single person, is that, you know, this is a bigger animal than we can solve right now. Like, there are restaurants, and I'll just put it in perspective, as of October, there's 60% of the current restaurants are losing money or breaking even. You know what I mean? So this is something that we need to seriously look at and what we want to do, because this is cost effective for us. So I agree, we have one person, they're there regardless. If we didn't have any chocolate bars or bags of chips in there, we'd still have one person there taking money for stick and puck and taking money for public skating, for skating.
Yeah.
So if they're there and they've got a box of chocolate bars and a box of chips and some pop, have at it. So, because the other time that I was there, and I'll get to you, Councillor Kozlowski, I was there and there was a function and probably a Christmas wind up, and I was watching pizzas and all kinds of stuff being delivered. It was an adult league, and it was all going right into the dressing room, and they were bypassing that canteen whether we had one or not. You know what I mean? So it's one thing to have the canteen, but again, we've had a tenant in there, and it's not always used as often as we would like it. So, and then one of the previous tenant had expressed that it was going to be a stretch at best if we had raised the rent in there. So anyways, I would vote, do I go to, any more questions? Oh, you had a question,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
How much staff do we have there now? Is there anybody working during the daytime?
I have no idea. Would
Are
you
they working the canteen or?
Do you know?
Chris is there full time. As far as the canteen.
Jerry's
it's-
there.
Jerry's there for ice.
The woman that I was spoke to twice, I've seen her twice now, so that's 3.
Then there's 2 other ones that are on part-time for events. If there's something going on, then they're there. If there's not,
Am
Okay, so
I-
my question is that.
Am I able to request a schedule from the rec center?
I'm not sure what that has to do with this. Sorry, Councillor Jarvis, but I'm not sure what that has to do with this. We
I
have a canteen that it is clearly stated in the rec manager's report, there is no additional hours happening. It is only when they are in the
Okay,
building and there are
yes.
events going on that the canteen is open. So I'm not sure the number of employees or what any of that has to do with this decision. If you want it for other reasons, fine, but I fail to understand what it has to
I'll
do
back
with
that up,
this.
I'll back that up. Yeah, I just, right now, I've only seen the same person twice. And the 3 times that I've been in there, the 3rd time I was in there, there were no employees, but it was an adult league and they probably, I guess, example, you would come back later and lock the doors to make sure everything was okay. You have more experience at a rec center than I do. Okay, Councillor Kozlowski.
So the answer is there's no staff there that is opening the canteen during the daytime, if there's nothing going on.
Yeah, and, you know, this-
Is that correct?
I believe so.
I believe so too.
Correct.
Hold on. There's kids there at lunch. I don't know if the canteen operates.
don't know.
Kids come over at lunchtime from
Yeah.
the school and use the facility. I don't know if the canteen is accessible to them at lunch or not. There's no extra staff on for them being there at lunch if Carissa is there working out of the rec center. So I don't know whether she offers some canteen services during the day.
Well, can we get an answer on that?
So my question, Councillor Kozlowski, is what does that have to do with our
Because
decision?
we're
I'm
paying
sorry,
that
but-
staff member $15, $16 an hour. Now, if they're sitting there all day selling 2 chocolate bars, what are we doing?
Are you talking about our recreation manager sitting there?
No, I'm talking about the other person.
No,
if
I
there's
said
another
there
person.
is no other person.
So there's nobody there, just
If
the rec center manager.
If the rec center manager is there is no other staff member there unless Jerry's there because the ice needs cleaning. If there is programming going on during the day and the rec manager is the employee there, not a part-timer. So I'm saying, I don't know if she is opening the rec manager is going behind the canteen during lunch hours or not. But she's not bringing on extra staff to open the canteen for the kids at lunch.
Okay, so there's nobody there then, except for.
Nobody extra other than
Right.
the employee that is normally in the building.
Okay.
I go by this place 5 times a week and during the week as well. And at best, if lots of times it's not even open, there's 1 car there and that's the rec manager's car. So I don't see, and the other thing is I never, ever, 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 ever see the exhaust fans on. And I recognize that right away when I go by it. I've heard that noise for 50 years. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I had a phone call the other day, a person was there in the morning time, there were 2 cars there, they were trying to get in the building was locked, they rang the buzzer, nothing.
We've had this conversation before.
Yeah.
I'll
Excuse me, no, could we stick to the subject
We are,
at hand?
about
If that is a completely different issue than what we are trying to decide on, which is the canteen operation. If Councillor Kozlowski would like to bring that up during something else where it's more appropriate, that's fine, but we
Right.
need to stick to this and make a decision, please.
I was about to suggest that would be a conversation for another time.
Okay.
And we are gonna look at this, call it vending machine / canteen, whatever, putting it up to tender, so we'll bring it up at that time. However, right now, and Councillor Chandran's right, we need to vote on the options. So, any other discussion that would be pertinent to this? So we should have a I would vote for 1A.
1A,
1A.
What is the 1A? That's the, keep it as a
Here, can you pass
confectionery
that,
only?
pass that to,
Yeah, no,
yeah, I got it.
no, I'll vote for keep it as it is now, as long as
But
there's,
that's 1A.
yeah, as long as there's no extra stuff.
Okay. Okay, so be it hereby resolved, I can read the
Yeah.
resolution, right? Be it hereby resolved that council accept option 1A and authorize the rec manager to proceed with executing option 1A. All in favor?
No, I'd like an amendment to it based on the discussion. Be it further resolved that
Sure.
administration coordinate a detailed accounting of monies and supplies in and out.
Can we say general ledger?
Well,
Yeah, say general ledger as
You
opposed
can
to...
call it whatever you
Yeah.
want.
Yeah.
I just would like that in there
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, general ledger. That's all we need. Yeah,
Because we had discussed that and we all wanted that, so.
well, we're
Yeah.
gonna need that.
Yeah, so
But
put
is
in
that
the
gonna be
resolution.
written, or is there gonna be a
It is
cash
gonna be in the
register?
I just asked you to put it in the
Can
resolution.
you
Yeah.
repeat yourself? Sorry, Jean. Be it further resolved that administration.
Administration coordinate with the recreation manager.
A general ledger.
No,
To,
a detailed accounting of monies in,
to have a detail.
detailed accounting and secure method of money in and money out. Because if they need a cash register, then they should get a cash register.
Correct.
Cash/supplies.
But with the only reason I'm saying this, because then I'm gonna stick on, is that we have to know what's going in and what's going out. Like, just,
Yeah.
money's one thing. But if we've got a $1,300, we have a $1,300 check for supplies, and we don't know what the supplies are. Do you know what I mean? From a perspective of operating a business, well, try to give your accountant, well, I spent $2,800 on that, and they'll go, well, what did you spend that on? And you need to be able to prove that.
Councillor Jarvis, when I sign checks and it is for supplies, there is a
Right.
detail attached to the check before it is signed. So
Correct.
there is already a detailed accounting of what they're spending the money on. It is there through the check
But it's
register.
no different than a checkbook, is that we have, she should have some sort of a ledger. It's one thing to say, okay, that's fine, and we remember that, but she should have a breakdown of everything.
I don't know whether-
And I went through that
I
with
don't know
her.
if it's her responsibility or finances, but we'll let administration figure
I
out
had
who's.
spoken with her for about an hour on that before. I said, you need to have some sort of a system. Anyways, I digress. So all in favor, I don't need movers or anything like that, right?
We already did
Yeah.
for discussion.
So 1A and 1A, all, so it's passed.
No,
We did all in favor. We did all in favor to 1A.
Yeah.
okay.
Be it hereby resolved that council approve the Christmas party reports as presented.
9.3 parking.
Oh. There's no resolution on parking. Parking is on the agenda, Councillor Kozlowski.
Yep.
Yeah, we never did finish our parking, so I would like to have a date where we can finish it off.
Can we establish that after the strat meeting on the 20th?
Sure. Table it.
Okay, staff Christmas party. Be here resolved the council approve the Christmas party reports as presented. Can I get a mover? And can I get a seconder, please? Discussion? Everybody okay with this?
All in favor?
All in favor? Passed. Okay, and so then we are, hang on here. Yeah, I got record disposal. Okay, be it resolved that in accordance with Appendix 1 of the retention and disposition of municipal records, Regulation 53/97, council authorized the following reports to be destroyed. Year 2020 claims items 3.4B, subsection B. Year 2007 tenders/quotes, item 4.11. 2022 elections records, item 1.6. 2022 election records, item 1.6. 2018 election records, item 1.6. 2014 election records, item 16. 2010 election records, item 16. 2018 nomination papers, item 1.5. 2020 insurance policy, item 3.4 subsection A. 2021 correspondence, item 3.1. 2020 resolutions, item 1.1. 2021 resolutions, item 1.1. 2022 resolutions, item 1.1. 2018 accounts payable and accounts receivable, item 4.1, and 2019 accounts payable and accounts receivable, items 4.1. Can I get a mover, please? Councillor Gendron. Can I get a seconder, Councillor Gould? Okay, discussion. Jean?
Yeah, I'm just wondering if this also includes the destruction of any electronic versions of these items? Or is it just paper versions?
I don't think there was any electronics in it at that time, was there?
It would only be paper.
Yeah, because I think last year, the last election was the first one I saw with electronic ballots.
Well, no, I'm looking at 2022 resolutions would be online because we
Oh, yeah,
have
that's
our,
right.
yeah.
No, it doesn't count any, it does not include any electronic versions.
This is only the
This is
destruction
only
of
the
paper.
physical
Okay.
paper copies.
Thank you.
Okay, any questions?
Yeah, just for my record, how many years are we supposed to keep for the tax matter?
Everything's different. It's all under the municipal
Depending-
records
Depending where it
regulations.
falls.
Right, the taxation records, like everything
Okay.
has different,
Because personal, I think it's 7 years.
Sales,
I don't know what business would be.
there's a, as the interim CEO has indicated, it's pretty detailed. And
Like,
your best bet to
about
certain
8
things.
pages.
Yeah, you need to, it's too much to get into.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
So, I mean, I could if you wanted. So all in favor? Passed. Land Branch. Whereas council received a change in use application from Land Branch General Permit Number 75936 for review and comment, and whereas council has reviewed, therefore it be resolved that council for the town of Winnipeg Beach issue the following comments. Can I get a mover, please? Councilor Gould. Can I get a seconder, please? Councilor Fizilowski. Any questions?
No comment?
No comment. I suggest we do no comment. All in favor? Passed. Okay. Be it resolved that the councillor blank, chair,
We defer that.
what's that?
We're deferring that till after the
Oh, yeah, that's
appointment.
So I just have to say we're deferring this to the next meeting, so
And
we
no,
will.
They're deferring it to after the next
Agenda item.
agenda item.
Okay, that's right. So we're going to refer to after the next agenda item. So 11.1. Whereas the mayor position is vacant and the deputy mayor role has also been left vacant, and whereas the municipal act requires a head of council, and whereas council must appoint a head of council until the mayor seat has been filled. Therefore, be it hereby resolved that council appoint blank as head of council. Can I get a mover, please? Councilor Hill, can I get a second there? Councilor Gendron. Any comments, any questions, any recommendations? Councilor Gendron?
It certainly was not my intent to leave the head of council vacant. I was left with the impression after the deputy mayor position was brought up 2 or 3 times this summer by councillors that there was somebody else interested in the position. So I would certainly hope that somebody is willing to step up. Or I was misled by those conversations.
Councilor Kozlowski?
Yeah, I'll recommend Councillor Doug Jarvis as acting deputy mayor.
Councillor Shandro.
It is not an acting deputy mayor position. We are appointing a current head of council.
Okay, so deputy mayor.
No,
Head of
not
council.
deputy
Just
mayor.
head of council.
Head of
It is
council.
the
We
current
need a
head of council. We need a head
There
of
is no
council.
designation.
No,
It says, yeah, therefore be it resolved that the council appoint blank as head of council.
it's only a head of council, only the mayor can appoint a deputy mayor. So you are just.
By
You
nominating-
can make a recommendation.
By nominating a person.
And then it goes to a vote.
Right,
Correct.
regardless.
Okay, so right now we need a head of council, and Councillor Gendron, do you have any?
No, just if Councillor Jarvis wanted to step up, as I said in the last week, I'm sure Councillor Jarvis would be happy to put his name forward.
Councillor Cool?
I want you to do this.
I guess it's me.
Sorry.
Sorry. This is a mess. My staging here, so I have to go back to the other ones now.
Yeah.
Okay, so do I repeat this one?
No, we need to vote on this.
We need to
Actually,
vote on
Okay, all in favor of Councillor Jarvis to be head of council? Okay. Now we go back to the other one.
Well,
It's-
With no sense,
It's
really.
irrelevant.
it's
It's
irrelevant at this point.
It's moot.
It's moot. You got her.
Okay. Be it hereby resolved, the council approve the committee reports as presented. Can I get a mover, please? Councillor Gendron. Can I have a seconder, please? Councillor Houle. Any comments, any discussion?
Sorry, yeah, we missed the strap line update.
How did I? What?
Who missed that? Oh, that was just an update. Sorry, that was my fault. I was supposed to start talking.
Are you?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk ahead of me, or do we
No,
want to
you
just
can
go
go
back
ahead and
to
finish
this?
what you're doing and I'll go
Why don't we finish what I'm
backwards.
doing?
I apologize.
Everybody's had a chance to read. I think we only have one report from the bylaw officer, right? Oh, we have the MEC report as well. Everybody's read the MEC report and the bylaw report? Any questions? Councillor Gendron, none? Okay, all in favor? Passed. Now you can talk.
Why, thank you. I appreciate it. So I got an update from Cheryl at GovFox regarding our strat plan sessions that she has conducted. She already did one online. She had asked while I was on vacation if she could do, about doing a second one. So that is scheduled for Saturday, January 11th from 1 to 3. It will be online and it'll be available on our website so they can do a virtual attendance to that. And we have our meeting on the 20th, which everybody's aware of. And that's kind of where we're sitting right now. It's been good. She's had 149 survey responses. So she's pretty happy with that considering time of year, as it was over the break and whatnot. And we only had 3 participants at the December 4th online, the virtual session she did, which is why she suggested doing a second one. Yes, ma'am?
Do we know how many staff will be attending on the 20th?
It will just be managers.
Managers?
Yeah.
And then the next item on new business was my cops, before we keep moving.
Right. You're not tying in here, so.
No, additions.
Question?
Question, yes. For that Strata Online and that, you have to sign into this or be a resident of Winnipeg Beach, or can anybody from, like, how do they know where you're coming from, where you reside?
That is a very good question, Councillor Kozlowski.
And I have the answer.
If you have the answer, then by all means, please share.
So, thank you. So when you start the survey, it asks, are you a resident? I believe it asks whether, or a seasonal, whether you're from live in a neighboring community or a visitor to the community.
So anybody can do it.
Well,
I don't need a resolution, I can just ask you outright about.
Yes, the next agenda item, cops that I wanted on the agenda.
Right, the next agenda item will be discussed by Councilor Cameron.
Thank you. So there is a woman by the name of Bianca Hamlin. She is out of Bifrost and is making efforts to get cops going in the Winnipeg Beach area. She does have a volunteer from the area who is working with her. She has given me her email address for people that may wish to start volunteering and get going with cops. I would like, I will share it with Tara, and I'm asking if we could get something put on the Town of Winnipeg Beach website as well as the Facebook page to see, just to put her contact information, and people can reach out to her in the area that are willing to volunteer. I know there's been there was meetings in the past that went nowhere. People were waiting to hear, didn't hear anything further. So we'll see where this one goes.
Okay, and she's okay with having?
Yes, I asked her, absolutely. She is quite okay with her email address being put on for people wanting to reach out to her that would be interested in volunteering.
Can you give her mine too?
Yeah, I will, Doug, and I told her I would share it with you, I'll share it with you as well. So why don't I just share it with you and Tara, and you can reach out to her as the.
And just forward everything to.
Yeah, to the both of you.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect, thank you.
Great.
Moving on.
Yep, be it hereby resolved, the council approves the council committee and board reports as presented.
Did that.
No, we just did committee reports.
We just did them.
Yeah, we did.
Correspondence and accept correspondence, sorry.
No, you accepted the committee reports, you need to accept the committee and board reports.
So that's what I just read. There.
Yeah, Jean.
Oh, I'm sorry, I just
Yeah,
Yeah,
felt
so
me.
Jean got ahead of herself.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, can I get a mover, please? And a seconder, Councilor Gold. Everybody's had a chance to bulletin on property assessment, and I had a question on that. Everybody's read all this, any questions?
You had a question?
I have a question.
Okay.
It says property assessment on two, and this is going, they're going online. I remember, and so they're initiating a 2.17% increase, I believe. How does it, when I say how does this affect, is this Manitoba wide? Yes.
I'm sorry, but I'm a little bit lost. We approved the committee reports.
There's two sections.
We
Are we
haven't
now
voted.
at the council committee and board reports?
We did that.
No, we
That's-
didn't.
No, we
We're
did
doing
not do that. That's what my confusion was.
Yeah, that's what we were supposed to do, and that's what he tried to do, and then you interrupted and said we already did that.
Oh, no, I did correspondence. Jean is right. I'm
No,
wrong.
I-
So we're supposed to be doing East Interlake Water Shed District. Right, so I read that. Any questions on anything? Jean, have you got anything to say? You're on that board?
No. No, this is the executive board. I'm not on the executive board. The
Okay, so
executive
nobody
board
has
is-
any, nobody's been to any meetings or anything thus far? No? No questions? Okay, all in favor? Passed. Okay, now we can get into that. Accepting correspondence, sorry, that was my fault. Be it hereby resolved that correspondence that has been accepted as circulating, can I get a mover, please? Councilor Cool, and a seconder, please? Councilor Chandran, any questions? I have my question. The 2.17, how does that affect us? The 2.17% increase. Like, does it affect us?
Okay, so this is to the levy, which is the, and yes, it will affect every town RM in Manitoba, and it does not affect the taxes. What it affects is the levy we pay to assessment every
Right, so
year.
example, it's like, call it their payroll then, so their payroll is
More or
going up
less,
2.17.
Yes.
And is that common?
I don't know how long it's been since they did an increase. It's
I've-
been a long time because I've been paying this assessment thing for 17 plus years and it has really not changed.
So
So,
basically all in favor?
it does matter.
Yeah, so really it's, and we have no control over it anyways.
We do not.
So
You are correct.
our levy is going up 2.17%, whether we like it.
And it's, yeah, it's our levy for the fee. It's-
Okay, anything else? Nothing? Everybody, all in favor, approve? Whatever. Yeah. Okay, be hereby resolved that council move in camera at 7:07 to discuss matters that are in the preliminary stages and personnel matters, and be it further resolved that any matters discussed while in camera be held confidential until such time is discussed in open council. Now you move it, please. Councilor Gould, and a second there. Councilor Jones. All right, Ms. sorry. All in favor?
Yep, we have audio.
Be it hereby resolved that council moves out of camera at 7:25 PM and resumes the regular meeting of council. Can I get a mover, please? Councillor Hool, can I get a seconder, please? Councillor
They
Shandar?
both went up at once.
Okay, and before you go
All-
any further, oh,
All in
sorry,
favor? Okay,
I jumped the gun there, sorry.
it's okay.
I would like to apologize to Councillor Gendron for accusing her of interrupting when she was trying to be helpful.
Thank you.
Moving on.
Okay. Be it resolved that council for the town of Winnipeg Beach appoint Pano Management, Inc. as the town Winnipeg Beach representative for file number C123-01-43235. Can I get a mover, please? Councillor Gendron. And a seconder. Councillor Hool. All in favor? Sorry, I do fingers. Be it resolved that council enter into an agreement with Pano Management, Inc. for professional services, and be it further resolved that the interim CAO be authorized to sign the agreement on behalf of council. Can I get a mover, please? Councillor Kozlowski, a seconder. Councillor Gendron. All in favor? Carried. Okay. Be it hereby resolved that council adjourns the January 8th, 2025 meeting at 7:28. Close, eh? Can I get a mover, please? Councillor Gendron. Secondary, Councillor Hool.